SE. I don't even know what to say.
Hey everybody, I don't know what to say about this this build. It is a lot crazy. Hang on one second. So this car I was actually bidding on, and I saw that it was a bill of sale, and I also saw that it was wrecked in the front and on the side. Get that. Not a problem. Usually from the front, I just repaired a Hyundai Sonata 2011, and I don't know if you guys watched my previous videos, but anyway, it was pretty easy, and so I'm just like, okay, well, we can see what's going on with this one. When I got the car, didn't realize it at the time, but the ignition was laying on the ground. It had a rebuild sticker on it, which is horrible. I mean, so it's rebuilt, and then there was paperwork in the car that actually said theft. So I contact Copart, and they said, no, you bought it. It said bill of sale. And so I wrote them back and I said, yes, it said bill of sale, and I accept all responsibility for running the risk in purchasing the vehicle. But by Washington state law, whack, and this was purchased from the Pasco Copart, which means it's in the state, and so they're subject to Washington state law. On top of a few other agencies that they violated the rules, they must disclose a theft vehicle and or rebuilt titles. In this case, it was both. It was a rebuilt title, then it was a theft recovery on top of it. And they said, well, they may not have known, but the paperwork that I have shows theft literally right on it. This is something I'm going to fight them with. My question to you guys is, should I rebuild this vehicle? Should I just keep it, rebuild it? Should I keep it and just sell the parts, which I could probably make money off of, but it's going to take me a while, and I don't have the space to do it in. I've got that truck that I might actually just part out. So I don't really have the space for that. And then third, should I just get my money back off of it? You guys let me know, make the comments, like and subscribe and all that stuff, and then we'll get back to the video.
First of all, I'll open this up here real quick. Now, it smells like one of those really bad ones. It's a theft recovery. Wasn't disclosed as a theft recovery. Got two keys. That one's jacked. I don't know if this one will lock this door or not. It might. Hey, it works. Locks that door. So we'll go into the back here. And here's all the parts that I was pulling out of the trunk. I don't know if it really matters or not. Got parts. I'm starting to recover what I can use. This one right here was put on with wood, so I'm just going to recover the clip and throw this one away. I was going to pull the numbers off, but even the numbers are gone from it. But I do have the other one, and I'm going to get the numbers off of that. So it's the only reason why I'm keeping that one. Getting the clips, recovering these so that they're useful. This car is going to be fun. Yeah, so that would just fell apart. So there's the clip on that, and this gets thrown away. Headlight was completely ripped off. I threw that back part away of just disconnecting everything. I'm keeping the wiring harnesses so I can actually reorder wiring harnesses. They had this thing inspected by Washington State Patrol. My assumption is either after it was theft recovery, they had it re-inspected and ready, or they kind of rebuilt it with wood and fiberglass and baling twine. Got it re-inspected, no clue. It's a pretty base model for an SE. I'm actually kind of shocked. Last SE was, there's no paddles, no nothing. So everything's going to be pulled apart. I'm going to have to pull that steering wheel off anyway, put a new clock spring in there. So I'm going to have to get a new airbag on the passenger side around the curtain. The seat, have that seat repaired. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to also do the knee down there. Amazing enough, this one did not go off. My assumption is this seat wasn't plugged in. This seat's actually probably going to have to be replaced anyway. And on top of it, it's not electric, which I don't understand. It's not an SE trim level. Nothing about this car says sport. I don't know. I'm just really confused about this car in general. I'm going to actually go in and check VIN, because I don't think it correlates with the VIN I bought. So I'm trying to take off as many trim pieces and things as possible to save, so I can use those later. This is all going to come apart. Anyway, stick with me as I go through this, because this is going to be one hell of a ride. I've already mocked up most of the parts on this, so I kind of know where I'm sitting. Like this one, it's more trash.
Okay, so at this point, I actually thought I knew what was going on with this car, and To be honest, I had gone over it quite a bit, but I hadn't gone quite under the engine. So just to list out a couple of things that I noticed. One was the subframe that meets the frame, timing cover, transmission mount, the engine mount, the suspension pushed all the way back. There's a lot of crazy going on. So take a look at this and just keep this in mind when I'm asking for comments and what I should do with this car. You let me know, because yes, the mounts can be fixed. Could be a frame rail, or you could actually do metal repair on the frame itself. It's risky. Anyway, you could definitely build it bigger, better, badder than it was before. But at the same time, what's it worth? Comments below. Be as honest and as brutal as you can.
So there's the subframe and the mount for the frame. So the subframe has been ripped pretty much from the frame. That's got a massive problem. Whether you replace this or re-weld it or put something new in, whatever, that is a problem. And I think that's pretty much it for right now. This wheel is definitely pushed all the way back. Can all this be fixed? Sure. Pull the engine out, get a new engine, adjust that subframe to frame issue. These are bent right here, but they can be straightened out. The frame rails, surprisingly enough, are not bent. That's bent all the way underneath. I mean, there's just problems. And then you're gonna have to find a wiring harness with all of the freaking wires on it, because there's all kinds of stuff like this that's ripped out. I mean, you gotta know where every one of these pieces go, and because of the way that they're ripped out, not a clue. And there's no telling. It's just, if you get an engine, see, like that one right there. It's not supposed to look like that. Or this right here. It's just garbled, just ripped and garbled. And we took the battery and the battery box out to get a little bit better access over here. Battery box is even broken. I actually repaired that. Plastic welded it back together, and I was getting ready to bolt it back in. I'm like, why am I bolting this back in? It doesn't make any sense. This one right here, ripped out, pulled out. The piece that was attached to this one was ripped out. I did find the crash impact sensors on the front, so I pulled those off. They're in a box of parts. Got this one right here. This one's awesome. Completely ripped out of its sockets. Plus this lead right here was ripped out. Yeah, all kinds of fresh, God knows what happened to it. Anyway, I'm gonna put it all together and let you guys have a verdict on this. Saving grace, I already have a hood. They sent me the wrong hood on the last SE I had, which is for this model, which is a plus. That fender, this fender is good. Good tires and wheels. That one wheel is gonna have to be replaced right here. It's in the back, but the thing's completely shot. And it looks like this fender I can reuse. It's gotta be repainted. Whoever did that paint was just, horrible. This trim along the bottom is gonna have to be replaced. A lot of stuff's broken off unless I could actually plastic weld it. Which, I could try the plastic weld, we'll see. Roof looks good. Mirrors are in good shape. Looks like most of the trim work is in good shape. Yeah, I mean, backlights, they're good. Everything looks good. Even the lines look pretty good. This one's a little off. This one's out. I gotta fix that right there. That's crunched in. That should be a big deal. Yeah, and in the interior, I want to find out what the deal is on these seats, because I don't think these seats actually match this car. And it's got to be profusely cleaned up. That stereo's got to get replaced with actual more modern stereo. I don't know why they put these just cheap ass stereos in these things. So sorry guys, I got the sniffles. It's a little cold outside. So from there, we'll tackle one thing at a time. We'll get the front end straight. Back seats, this has to get cleaned up, but there's like dirt. This is crazy. Oh man, there's literally dirt right there. What the hell? Part of the bumper, which is destroyed and has to be pushed out, but it tells me that I don't think there was any fog lights on it. We're definitely gonna put fog lights on it. Yeah, there's no fog lights on it. This does not scream SE to me. So I think there's something wrong with that. So anyway, stay tuned as I go through this mess and get it back into shape, because this is going to be a fun one here. So for whatever reason, they made a new key for it. I don't know why. It was a theft card. There are a couple things left in the trunk. I already went through all the issues of actually removing most of the garbage out of here. Yeah, so I threw away a lot of it. Much of it is irreparable. There's some really random stuff in this car. There's a gasket for a Honda, which I have no idea why that'd even be here. At this point, I was just rummaging around looking for the ignition because this is the last place I'd actually seen it. And that's one of the things that tipped me off to it being a theft recovery. So beyond finding a pulley right there, I found a cam position sensor down here also. What's that all about? Was that reinstalled, or was that old, or was that new? Who knows? So this lower bracket right here was the only thing remaining of the radiator core support. And I wanted to keep it there just as reference for when I rebuild it, but they're still rebuilding this. Okay, so this brings me to the end. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, smash that bell. Helps me out. I'm trying to get to my next 50 subscribers. Help me get to that 100 mark. Appreciate it. Have a good night.